Hey,
Woo! I thought you were gonna do that with me, Alex. What the fuck?
sorry, I'm rusty.
Okay, Alex. Okay, welcome back, everyone, to the Survivor What If channel. I'm Richie. I'm here with my co-host today,
I'm Alex.
and today we're here to talk to you guys about what we thought regarding Survivor 49 and the Survivor 50 trailer. And we have a lot of fun thoughts about that, or at least I definitely do. Alex, do you have some fun thoughts about it?
Yeah, I went from a very high to a very low. I will say. What
Yeah.
I've more into it.
Yeah, obviously we're not going to go for like hour to 2 hour type of thing, but we do have a lot of very, very fun thoughts that we want to share with you guys today. And honestly, like I always say, go like our channel, subscribe to the channel, like our post, go follow our Instagram at Survivor What If. I'm still working on a lot of 43 content. I have a post I'm hoping to get out later tonight or tomorrow. I've been slacking with that. That's my bad. But um I've definitely been slacking on it, but I definitely intend to be a lot better with it. So with that in mind, I think we should just get into 49, right? Just like
Yeah,
talking about it.
let's get into the finale. Well, are you talking about just a finale or?
I was more so talking about like in general,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
um 49 in general, because I've seen a lot of people talk about 49, and Alex and I will maybe have like, I think there's another fun video we'll be planning later on that we'll tell you guys about it when it comes out, because we don't want to spoil it right now. But I mean, this won't be the last time we'll talk about Survivor 49. For me, Survivor 49, what gets me, and I think we'll just briefly go over what we think. I think that it's not a bad season. I think the problem is that it was spoiled. Would you agree, Alex?
Yeah. Again, I didn't really like the pre merge a lot, but then when it came to the post merge, it really hit hard. But yeah, like when you have the season with two returnees coming on 50, and it's been spoiled since like week
Yeah.
two, like yeah, it's gonna kind of make
Yeah.
it not fun to watch when you know who the two people on 50 are.
I mean, it was basically spoiled week 2 of like 50 filming. It was basically spoiled. That
Yeah,
was
it's
back in like May, 7 months ago. Like,
yeah,
um, yeah, no, like honestly, I really want to like 49 more, because I think it has so many things that people have been clamoring about wishing Survivor had in a long time. Like an all woman final three. That was the first time we got it in like over 10 years and like 20 seasons. First
yeah.
time we got an
Since
all female final three. Sorry, you were
yeah,
saying?
yeah, since San Juan del Server, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. That was the first season I watched live. Nicaragua was the first season I ever watched, but San Juan del Sur was the first season I watched like live. So, like, the fact that that was the first all-female Final Three since then, the fact that not many people have been, I don't want to say clamoring, but not a lot of people have been, like, talking about it. It's like, I don't know, it just kind of surprised me, because it's like people have been, like, screaming about that. They're saying they wish, like, the women would, like, band together, go to all go to the end together, and now that happens. And it's like, no one's really that hyped about it. Like,
Well, again, it does kind of suck when the finale is kind of spoiled. So
right,
I'm pretty sure people are just kind of ready to put 49 past and look towards 50 now, which we
right.
also like kind of coming how people are trying to look past this season because of the All Star season. Well, All Star
Right.
season.
Yeah, all stars. This is more.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait to get to 50. I have some updated thoughts about 50.
yeah,
But no, to 49 as well. I also didn't help that there was a crew member. I think if people remember this, if you were lucky enough to be unspoiled, then congrats for you. You deserve a fucking medal. Give him the Medal of Honor or something. I don't know. But long story short, there were so many spoilers, especially one where a crew member took a picture of that logo they all signed at the after show. Dear God, the after show sucks. Anyways, and they all sign it with the little names, and then what happens is that, like, this crew member takes a picture of it, assuming the morning after, but it obviously, all their names are basically there. And of course, because they're insisting on doing the after show, people were able to very much predict, like, what 11 names were on there. Which I'm kind of like, I mean, for me, it helped me, like, get better in one of my drafts, but of course I tanked after the merge. But it's just so many spoilers in 49. I feel like kind of ruined a lot of the suspense. Like for me, I somewhat like spoilers in reason. I don't like knowing how each and everything is gonna happen, but like knowing certain things that happen, like for like drafts I'm in, it's fun. But like I also don't like it when it's too predictable, you know? Like Alex, what do you want to say off of that?
Yeah, like this is like the first season I've ever like had like spoiled like the winner, basically. So it's like it's kind of like okay, this person gets voted out. Ooh, Savannah doesn't get voted out here. Obviously, Rizzo doesn't get voted out here. Obviously, so who's up next? Oh yeah, it's Jawan or it's like Nate. So it's like it's kind of like Sophie or MC. It's like it's
Right.
you kind of know what's gonna happen if Savannah and Rizzo aren't going out that episode. It's gonna be one of the other two people who were talked about in the episode. So it was pretty obvious, kind of watching like, oh yeah, MC's next and like Sophie's next and like yada yada.
Right.
But yeah,
I should have went in one of those betting apps to get some extra cash. That would have been so great for this season. I could have won so much
like
money.
Kalshi.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I should have won on that. I don't know why I didn't sign up for that. I could have gotten so much money.
No, but like also like the most entertainment aspect was Jake getting bit by a sea crate. Really.
I love how people were like MVP of the season, the sea crate. Let's go.
Literally, like that was like the best thing of the pre-merge. Really, was him getting bit by a sea crate.
Right, and I think that's also the other problem with 49 for me is that the pre-merge is somewhat dull because it's kind of treading very similar ground where they keep insisting on this 3-tribe format where almost every single time Survivor's done a 3-tribe format. And I mean like starting 3 tribes. I don't mean like they swap into 3 tribes, although it has happened a couple times they've done swap into 3 tribes. It's been in the spot where they're like, one tribe is dominating, one tribe is like either very close to getting first every single time or they're very close to getting last every single time. And then the other tribe they suck ass. Like, and that was Kelly this season. It's kind of the same grounds or training the same ground again. And as though they're fun characters. Like, I mean, Sophie was definitely a fun character. I think early on, Jeremiah was pretty okay. Like, yeah, Nicole and Annie, who both of them were very fun characters. And I actually met Annie at Bryson One in Chicago at the, I think it was the MC boot episode. And, like, Annie was so funny. Like, I joked with Annie, like, Annie, I bet on you. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, Richie. Oh, she played music there, too. It was so cool. Sorry, ADHD. Anyways, but yeah, no, like, from kind of getting spoiled to everything going on to the Calais tribe, and it's just kind of like the same ground we've been treading in New Era. Although I will say, I do want to give a couple pros for 49. Because I do genuinely like that they actually started doing more swaps again. Like, they're not averting from them, Like, and I do like more of the journeys this season weren't like, I wonder if like they saw how vicious the reaction was to 48 with how they forced them to lose their votes. I wonder if like it just was a little better with it's like at least there's more of an option or an opportunity to save yourself rather than like, oops, you're fucked. Like,
yeah.
I do like that journey, and I do feel like they were scaled back a lot. Like we had maybe like there's only 2 I can recall, unless there's like a 3rd or 4th one I'm forgetting, right? It wasn't only because there was one early on where like Matt, Jawan, and Aleks.
There's probably like 4 journeys all together, I feel like.
Was?
Like 2 at the merge. I know Steven had his. And then I think one other person had theirs at the merge, I feel like.
I know there was a Steven one with the final 6, and I know there was the one I think in like episode 3 or 4 where they had to like throw. There was like the coconut into the basket challenge, which I'm glad they brought that challenge back. Like, why did they brought that back in Survivor? That's like an easy challenge to set up. Do it as a reward challenge. Like they like. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And then wasn't like yeah, but yeah, they did at least dial it back on the journeys, which is great. But
right,
it looks like in 50 they're bringing them back pretty heavily. So
okay,
yeah,
no, like literally.
Go.
Okay. Yeah, no, like 49 dialed it back a lot with the journeys, which I do like, and they brought back swaps. I honestly feel like the pre-merge up until the swap was bland. And maybe I would even argue up until the Matt vote off, it was bland. Because you could easily tell Matt was the first one leaving the swap tribes. But I do really like that there was at least like some fun players. I feel like MC was borderline like up there with like Kelly from 45, where like they try to hype her up as a very competent player who just did not get like people saw as a big threat and could not get the numbers to save her. And MC, I wouldn't mind seeing back in the future on like a second chances type of season. I wouldn't mind seeing like her and Kelly come back. You had Jawan and Sage surprised me because it's like the more I watch 49, the more I'm like, okay, they're actually not the worst players. Like, do I think they're the best players? No, but I don't think they were as bad as some people were claiming them to be. And Sage, for me, makes the season so much fun for me. She borderline kind of feels like they wanted to clone Carolyn again, but like Sage was actually like a competent player. She was trying to get her feet in the game. It just unfortunately Savannah just had her claws and everything so hard that like,
yeah.
Which I will say for Savannah too. A lot of people on social media do not like Savannah. I love Savannah. I thought she was great. Like she wasn't afraid to get a little catty at times and be like just shit talk people, and I love that. Like it borderline almost reminds me of how like in Survivor the Amazon back in 2003, Jenna Maraska's win was spoiled like months before they were even about to air it. And it got to the point where the CBS gave her Jenna such a shitty edit because of the fact that they didn't want people to pick up on the fact that these spoilers are true and Jenna won. Because obviously if that happens by season 6, like it almost gave me that vibe that like they weren't afraid to show a little more of Savannah being catty because it was so spoiled. So, Aleks, what are some other stuff you want to say about it?
Yeah, again, like this season's not really high up on my list. It's kind of like in the middle. There is some good character because I like characters. Gameplay wise, it's like hit or miss. But like I like good characters, and this season was kind of split down the middle. Like my favorite season of the new era is 46. They had so many good characters in that season. So, but like this season there was some good characters and there's a lot of duds. So it was hit or miss. Like Rizzo really carried the season with his whole professional shit, and yeah, like he did a really good job being like the narrator of the season. But also it's like there's a lot of just duds as well that I don't really care about. Like I don't need to see
right, and
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I agree with that 100%. There are some players who it's like I actually would be intrigued at seeing back on a second chance. And like example, like I said before MC, I wouldn't mind seeing back. I actually would be very interested if MC ever came back for a second chance. If someone like Jawan and Sage came back for a second chance, I actually would not be upset about that. I think there is some potential for them in the future Survivor. Same thing with like Sophie S, Christina, Steven. I wouldn't mind for them, especially for someone like a Sage or even like a Sophie B. But like, then again, you do also have some duds. People like a Matt, who very clearly was such an obvious early boot that even the edit didn't really hide it. You had someone like, I hate seeing it because it's like, I mean, no shade to Jason, but like Jason just did not pop off to me. He popped off to some people, but not to me personally. Jeremiah didn't really pop off that much. Like when I first saw him, I was like, he was in a trailer for 49 at the 48 after show. I hate the fucking after show. Sorry. Anyways, for Jeremiah though, it's just when I first saw him, I'm like, he's such an obvious, like he screamed early boot. Like Jake, I actually thought was going to make it further. And I think if Jake made it further, I think the whole season probably changes a lot. Nicole and Andy, I don't know if it's gameplay wise, I'd probably say they're duds, but like, I was entertained by them. Maybe it's just me because I am in a similar realm of you that like, I do love it when a character pops out for me. If they're very game body, then it's kind of just boring. But like I do 100% agree with you. Like there's a definite duds, some definite people that just were very. It feels like they wanted us to like certain people, but they just did not pop out to me. And I think another problem for 49, kind of in line with that, for me at least, definitely involves like the celebrity person they hyped up for months on end. And
Yeah.
Nate, who again, no shade to Nate. Nate, I think, was a solid player. If he ever came back, cool. Like I'd be interested. But like they hyped up as if it was like a household name celebrity, like a Taylor Swift, Jason Kelsey, freaking Aaron Rodgers type of like household name. But it's also like then he comes in and it's someone who was like, yes, he had a big hand in like production for a lot of Marvel movies, but it's like it's not exactly a celebrity like
Yeah.
household name. Like they were borderline trying, and they never said it was a household name. Fair enough. Like very careful in their words, but they borderline hyped it up like it was.
Yeah.
And only for him to come in and kind of, he was a decent player, but it's kind of just like, I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think, Alex?
He's very forgettable. Like
Yeah.
in like 5 seasons from now, I won't be thinking of Nate. I'll still be thinking about Rizzo. Like it's like,
Well, and that's the other thing I don't get about Rizzo and 50 is that now knowing that Rizzo and Savannah, which I mean they've openly claimed this now, so this isn't a spoiler. And if you are spoiled by this, well then you've been living under a rock the last 48 hours. For Rizzo, the more it's like I want to be excited for Rizzo because I feel like Rizzo is someone who if I like was like friends with him in real life, I would probably be like besties with him, talking about Survivor nonstop with them. Like he gives me that vibe that me and him would mesh so well as friends. But then I look at it and it's like, why is he on 50? Like no shade to Rizzo, I love Rizzo, and maybe I need to rewatch this season because definitely he wasn't entertaining confessionalist. He was definitely entertaining confessional wise. He was definitely an entertainment character in 49. But then it's also kind of like you have all these other big characters that got patched up for him. So it's like, are there big shoes he has to fill out, or is there like something I missed, Alex? Because I feel like there's something I'm definitely missing here.
it's more the fact that Jeff put out 2 slots just for 49, way before 49 even aired. I feel like
Yeah.
they had 2 slots just there, and they're like, oh shit, this season's not the greatest. Let's just pick the winner and oh yeah, Rizzo. Like they're probably scrambling to find 2 people to put in those slots because like why would you even make 2 slots for 49 even before like 50
Right.
was even like a thing yet? I feel like it's like there's like
Right.
why there's so many good players that have not got a chance to play a second time yet that could have been in 50 because they're like basically like household names almost.
Right. And this is like, and like, this is like no shade to Rizzo at all. Like, I love Rizzo. But again, it's also kind of like, I do agree with you that there's so many players who have not gotten the chance to come back yet. But then we have to have 12 new era names and a cast of 24. I can understand
5 from the last 2 seasons.
5. Yeah, 5 for the last 2 seasons as well. Here's the thing. If it wasn't like, let me just do the math on this. I was not a math major. I was a comp major. So let me do the math on this. 9 people from the last 4 seasons. If it wasn't 9 from the last 4, 11 from the last 5, including 49, it wouldn't be such a big deal if there was 12 from the new era if it was spread out. If it was spread out a little bit, I wouldn't be so upset with there being 12 from the new era. But it's like I said, our 50 reaction video, which if you have not watched our season 50 reaction video, go watch that for the cast reaction. But if it wasn't for the fact that some of these new era picks were just so questionable, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I like Rizzo. I am excited to see how he does in 50 because I mean, maybe he'll prove me wrong and he'll do a lot better and he'll become more of a household name. I'm excited for Rizzo, but at the moment, I'm kind of just like feeling like I missed something in 49 that was kind of like. I mean, he is an entertaining character. I feel like the last like 3 episodes, the first 2 or 3 and the last 2 to 3, he really popped out to me. But then there was some parts in the middle I'm like feeling like I missed something, but I don't know. But then you also get to just some all-time bad game moves where they all try to gun after Sophie S at the merge, which granted she was a big threat, but it's also like really gonna target her when the other alliance has like all the advantages and idols? Like, and granted, I get they don't know that, but when Sophie knows at a final 6 and then still tries to take Steven's advantage, it's like someone said, I think on Twitter or Instagram the other day, the big thing Sophie had to do is take Rizzo's idol. They all vote Rizzo out. Then she uses the idol on herself the next round. Savannah probably still wins immunity, so at that point they vote off Steven. And I think he's voted off. And then she sends Christina, and assuming that Sophie B still wins Final Four immunity, just swapping out Rizzo for Christina now, then she just sends Christina and Savannah in the fire. And then there's a good chance that Christina beats her, at least for what they hyped up to us. Again, it's the edit, but I don't know. I feel like there's some game moves that are really good. And I do think there are some decent characters in this. And I think once 49 has had like a year to like cool off, it'll probably go up a lot higher in people's rankings. Because I see some ridiculous shit where people are saying, this is the worst season ever. And I'm like, y'all clearly never watched Ghost Island, but okay. Sorry, Alex, what do you guys say about this?
I'm ready to move on to 50.
You are? Okay, I was about to ask you that actually after that. But yeah, I don't think 49's the worst season, but I just think there's some very big things about it. I like some of the cast. Some of the cast popped off, some of it didn't. But overall, I'd say it's in the middle, maybe just slightly above the middle for me. But I don't know. There's some players I really like, and I am happy for Savannah and Rizzo, but it's also like, it's very just how many new era they put on, I think kind of bothers me. I don't know. Maybe if they didn't put like 3 from 48, I wouldn't be so bothered with Rizzo and Savannah being on, but it's like, yeah. But let's move on to Survivor 50 with specifically talking about the trailer. Alex, I'm about to have an aneurysm from how stupid that trailer was.
Well, let's talk about the pros first. Because the first half of the trailer was actually not that bad, you know.
Oh, was it?
We see the cast walking to the plane for Fiji, and we get a little. We get a little snippet of talking from Coach with his little words of wisdom. I thought that was a really good little intro with everybody walking, just kind of giving like, speeches of like Jonathan and Chrissy and all other characters that we've not seen in a while. So like it was a good intro, and then we get to the island.
Right.
Yeah.
And like here's the thing, like I liked that too. Like the Coach monologue, I liked.
Yes.
Like, and I didn't realize how much I missed Coach. And it's like, and I will say this as well, since the cast reaction video we did, which was literally the day of like the cast being, I think it was a day of or a day after the cast being revealed, like I've cooled off a lot and thought to myself, like, oh, I'm like actually a lot higher on some of these names. Like Coach, I'm more high on now. Jenna, I'm more high on now. But there are still some names where it's like, I don't need to see Colby still. I don't need to see Ozzy. I don't need to see Joe. I don't need to see Jonathan. Again, real life, these seem like really nice people. Everyone seems like really nice outside. And I would love to get a beer with them and like be friends and all that. But it's also like, as a fan watching it, again, Alex, you said it perfectly before. There's so many names who have not gotten a chance to come back yet, who should have had like their last chance to come back and like be relevant enough to come back was 50. And maybe they'll 52, 53, 54, they'll do another returning season and have a lot of those big names back that everyone was clamoring for. But 50 just missed it so hard because they just put their foot in their mouth by just not listening, going online, seeing what the fans are saying. Like that, like I mean, there's a lot of people from the early seasons of Survivor that people still want to see back, who haven't come back yet because they just refuse to cast them because we need to see the same like 5 to 10 people like 8 times. And of course, they also put their foot in their mouth with the second half of the trailer. What was it? The Jimmy Fallon aisle, the Jimmy Carson aisle, wherever the hell it was, the freaking Mr. Beast cameo at the end, which by the way, I did see that coming because if you saw the Mr. Beast season 2 trailer, it showed like them all like on Fiji and they're doing like a challenge in front of Jet Probe. So it's like, I saw something like that coming. I'm not too surprised with that. You get the freaking, what they said, the Billie Eilish idol, the Zach Brown making a cameo, which I feel like I should be more excited for because it's kind of cool they got him on the island. But it's like, if they're not actually playing, not only are they kind of hogging screen time, but then it's like, why? You talk.
Yeah, like when you have this big of a cast, why are we giving screen time to people who are gonna be on screen like one time for an episode? We want to see the players who we've not seen on camera in years, and we've been waiting for them to play again. But no, we need to give more screen time to these celebrities because somehow this was what we wanted from the fans, I guess, was to see.
And here's the thing, with them all talking, like half like at least half or over half of that fucking trailer was talking about advantages and shit like that, which clearly showed I was fucking right all the way back when in 48 when they were doing those stupid little votes. I called it that they already had a plan to shove this shit out the way they wanted it and claim that regardless of what happened, claim that this was a plan if you had voted for A, B, and C, regardless of what it is. If it's minimal power, they'd say like, oh, well, this was our plan for minimal power. Like, because they just refuse to have zero advantages because they're afraid of people just not playing a fucking game. But it's like, obviously, if you get the right people, they will play the fucking game. Like, it's just like, dude, it's like, I want to hit my head on something. I swear to God, I don't know how to explain it. Alex, I need you to talk for a minute.
Yeah, it's yeah, like again, when you have this big of a cast, they should be the focal point of the whole show and not these random like one-off celebs coming on the island and kind of ruining the integrity of the whole show, really. Because there's never been like outside factors in Survivor. I don't recall the last time we've seen a celebrity on the island, or ever really. I feel like.
I mean, technically, well, unless they're playing.
Well, yeah, unless you're playing, but I'm trying to say like bringing in outside factors into the game.
Okay,
I've never seen anything like that happen. And when you have this big of a cast, we want to give everybody an equal opportunity to showcase and tell their story and not have Mr. Beast or Zach Bryan tell the story for us.
Exactly. It's like, although I do think it'd be funny to get like a Zach Brown confessional just randomly, it's also kind of like
wrong season though.
Exactly. It's the wrong season. They need to do a celebrity season at this point. At this point, just do a fucking all celebrity season.
And do it in like the off season, kind of like how Big Brother does it.
Exactly. Yes. No, I love that. Exactly. Like, I do know usually when it is the off season, between seasons, usually they're like finishing up, like filming a season. But it's like the Australian Survivor just went for like 16 days. Pull an Australian Survivor versus the world. Like, do something like that, but like with also U.S. celebrities. It's like, you're telling me you can't get Fiji for an extra like 2 weeks to do an all celebrity version with like 14 people, and then like starting on day 3, just every single day vote people off. Which actually no, that'd be too many.
Oh, and that's the funny thing is Paramount just offered like $1 billion to like acquire like Warner Brothers. So it's like they have the money. Like the money's there.
Right. The money is there.
The money is right there. Paramount has the money to fund the show, and the show is huge. What's stopping them? Like really?
Jeff Probst, because I've made jokes
so crazy.
Well, okay, and like no shade to Probst, but Probst is as autistic as is more autistic than I am in certain ways. And in retrospect, that he has to have everything the exact way he wants it, or otherwise he hates the season. Like 47 was loved by everyone because they were willing to trash a new era shit and play the game for the game. And production and Probst didn't like it as much, but they left 48 because they played into that type of shit. They left 48. Excuse me, sorry. They left 48 because of all like the sappy shit. And of course, you look at it like every season, Jeff and production usually love are not received well. I will say every season has its own pros and cons. I will say that. And a bad Survivor is better than no Survivor. But at the same time, if it's at a point where we're consistently getting like bad seasons over and over and over, and like a span of like 9 to 10 seasons, there's only like 3 good ones and the other 7 are meh or bad, you got a massive fucking problem there, dude. Like, Jeff needs to start listening to the fucking fans and not catering it to fucking 8-year-olds. Because I'm so sick of seeing these articles where he's like, the 8-year-olds, the little kids are the ones I'm creating the show for. Like, fuck no. Half of them are going to forget and stop watching it the minute they enter middle school. Like, the fuck you mean you're making it for kids? Like, oh my gosh. There's so many little things I could say. And the fact that it's the same thing every single fucking season, Jeff. Jeffrey Probst, if you ever watch this, I will redesign the show in a way that will actually make it beneficial for everyone and give everyone a little something they want. Because it's very clear you're not listening to the fans, Jeffrey. Sorry, Uncle Jay, as a lot of people have been calling him. Like, didn't everyone call him 49?
A lot of people did, yeah.
Yeah, I know Steven did at one point, right?
I think so.
I'm 99% sure Steven did. I know Christina. And I felt bad for Christina, too, because Christina was such a funny character that when she was on screen, she was great.
Run 50, dude. Let's stick with 50.
Okay, fine. We will.
49's done now, period. It's in the past.
I know. I was about to get back to 50. I don't want to interrupt you. But yeah, 50 is just... I've lost so much of my hype for 50 just for that trailer alone. There are some rumors I've heard. I'm not going to say these rumors because these are a lot of the same rumors that told me Rizzo was making it to the final 3, that Christina was going out at like 7, Sage was out at 4th, or Annie was out at 4th. Like, these are kind of similar rumors in that realm, but I heard a rumor of like a boot list that had so many... I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say because even now it's spoiled too much. But, like, there's a spoiler I heard regarding who may have won that kind of annoys me. Like, where I'd be like, yeah, I'm happy for this person. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't know. I just feel like 50's going to be received even worse in Game Changers just because... they can't keep their foot out of their mouth. They have to put all these stupid twists that no one asked for. They're clearly not listening to the fans and the game and like making a gameplay format or the fucking casting in general. So sorry, Alex, I'm passing back.
Oh, I get to talk now. Great. So yeah, I have fear that we won't be seeing a lot of the older players make it far, like Jenna and Colby and Ozzy and Coach. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Like, maybe Ozzy will kind of, challenge Beast his way through it like he always does, but who knows?
Always.
But I feel like, I guess even going out early. This can't be like, Winners at War type season where all the good players that we want to see get out early and then we're stuck with the stragglers plus like a 20 player maybe because they thank God 21 Winners at War because that season would have been kind of trash if he didn't.
I wouldn't have minded if like Michelle won.
No, Tony, she wouldn't really be like encapsulating the theatrics of 40. Yeah, Tony really did encapsulate the theatrics of 40.
Michelle Nation rise.
I was fine with either Sarah or Tony winning.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, I agree with you 100% with Winners at War, too. And, like, we'll have to get to that. So maybe we'll make a different video on that in the future talking about Winners at War. Because I agree with you that there were so many stragglers at the merge that were clearly not winning. Like, there were a couple that were characters that were fun to watch, but it's like...
Yeah, that's why I feel like this is going to be the same thing. It's going to be all the new era players in the merge, and then it'll be like, season strong kind of like thing. Like right. It's gonna be pretty bad. I feel like if it happens like that, but who knows? We'll see.
Well, and the other thing with 50, again, I'm not going to talk about the spoilers for who's on what tribe. Those are public already. We're not public, but like, I mean, there's a partially public in the trailer, but like everyone's already pieced that together months ago. But even in the tribes, you clearly tell like one tribe is very weaker than the other two. Like, it's just so many wrong names that should not. And I don't fault any of the players. I will say this again. Like, we don't fault any of the players for accepting the call to come back. Obviously, it's not their fault because they got a call. They said, yes, I'm interested. They're out there. Great for them. Like, you made a great choice for yourself. The problem is with CBS, Paramount, and Probst, who clearly are not listening to the fans. So.
Yeah. That's, yeah. The fact that Big Brother is kind of surpassing Survivor in a way, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like sad, but also like, yeah, nice.
Well, I feel like Big Brother is 50-50 with that too, but I feel like Big Brother even isn't that atrocious. Like the most atrocious we've seen the last like two. Granted, BB25 is atrocious all around, but that's more for game purposes. Yeah. I mean, like 26 and 27, the most atrocious thing that's probably happened is just the final 9 twist. I got Rachel out of the game, but like other than that, it's like that's the most atrocious thing I can recall in 2 seasons. Like everything else has been fine, like okay,
pretty well scripted and not a lot of complaints either, really.
Right.
Really, other than gameplay, really from players, but like, yeah, like the fans loved both seasons, and like, you know, there's a lot of drama, and yeah, like the fact that they're like 2 for 2 right now, at least.
Right. And it's like casting newbie seasons for Survivor. I can't blame them too much on that because obviously if you haven't seen them play the game before, you can't really tell how they're going to do in that environment and how they're going to play. Like, I don't blame them that much for stuff like 49 casts where some of them were just duds or like we're not playing that good because you can't predict how they're going to do. But then if you get very clearly like what's going to happen in 50, obviously the same thing that's happened in like 6 to 7 of the last 9 seasons where there's going to be one tribe that sucks ass, one tribe that's clearly dominating everything, and a little tribe in the middle that's going like, oh, we're barely winning, we're staying alive. And then, like, if they ever merge them down to, like, 2 tribes, that second placing tribe is going to be, like, Mogul and All-Stars, where then they'll suck ass. So.
Yeah. We'll see, though, again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm not spoiled yet, but any winner or anything like that. So, hey, I get to have a fresh, you know, a fresh start.
Alex, you want to hear something? I'm joking.
Right? No.
No, like, and to be fair, I assume this is also a large chance that this spoiler is wrong, because again, these are very similar spoilers to what I had heard about like Rizzo getting to the end and like Annie against and/or Sage getting like 4th/5th. Like, although I will say, I do think it's funny that one of my draft leagues, I had like 5 of the final 6 in my 6-person draft. So I thought that was really funny. But like even then, it's still like the spoilers were saying that like Steven was going to be a much bigger player at the merge, and like he kind of wasn't. At least not to the extent that this Reddit spoiler claimed. They claimed he was going to be like the next like big name coming out this season, but like I don't know. But different story.
The next Spencer Bledsoe, man, come on.
But I mean, borderline. That's what this person almost made him sound like he was going to be like the next like idol king that was going to stir the pod and like actually be a smart player. Which I mean, Steven's still a decent player. Don't get me wrong. Like I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Steven come back in the future, but in the right context. Sorry, that was off track. Anything else you want to say about Survivor 50, Aleks?
No, I think I got my fair share in. Really, I'm just kind of waiting and seeing what happens really in 50.
I am too. I'm hoping they are going to do better, because if they don't have a returning season sometime in
can't wait for 51.
51. Oh my gosh. 51, watch me like Survivor 51. We're sorry we fucked up 50, and that's like the title of the season.
Yeah, we get like All-Stars, really.
Oh my gosh. Like
new era All-Stars. There we go.
Watch them do that for like 52, to be honest. Watch them do that for 52 now. Like second chances too, but with like all new era people, and then they have like a 53 or 54 where it's like non-new era All-Stars. Like, I don't know. Anything else you want to say before we start closing this video out, Aleks?
I am ready to go. We're ready to close it out.
All right. Well, we do have some fun videos coming up next. I'm not going to say too much, but Aleks and I do have a very special video we're going to prep for you guys, and we will be talking to you guys about sometime soon once we're ready to get it out, hopefully within the next week and a half. Additionally, there will be another fun video. Some of us here, some old, maybe some old guests, maybe some new, maybe some other people you've seen will be here, and we'll go through some of our thoughts about the new era as a whole. I'm not gonna say too much about that video because I want that to be another fun surprise, but we'll also be continuing to try to push out more content on the Instagram. I've fallen behind that this past month. I'm going to try to push out the rest of 43, hopefully before the end of the year. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say, because I think that's kind of all that's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope you guys watched. Keep watching our videos. We're really excited to get content out for you guys. We thank you guys so much for watching this today. Happy holidays if we don't hear from you before the end of the year. All right, take care, everyone.